Today we are here with the new Pure Drive. I'm so excited, I love it. It's the best racket ever made.
Yes, well, and this is the 11th version of that racket.
Heritage.
It's going to be 31 years since it first came out, and through that time, not a huge amount has changed. But is this new one the best of the bunch?
So Ben, give me its vital statistics.
Right. It is the flagship Babolat Pure Drive. It is 300 gram, 100 square inch, 1619 string pattern. We have a balance point of 320 mil.
Good to know.
I know. And we have it strung with Babolat RPM Blast at 50 pounds.
So what's new in this new Pure Drive? What are we supposed to be feeling?
So the main addition is designed for a little bit of comfort. That was the, I guess, the negative of the old one.
No negative.
Traditionally, the Pure Drive is obviously a very powerful racket. So the idea in the new generation 11 is it should feel a little bit softer.
So flex tape, when it was introduced, is the way it's layered. And in this 2.0 version, that's tightened up to hopefully make the impact even stronger. So it should be nice and soft and add some control as well.
It should be a Pure Drive, it should be juicy, it should be powerful, it should be easy to use, but is it going to feel any nicer?
Well, we're going to get on court, put it through its paces, and see if it is still the #1 racket.
Ish.
So we've just got off court putting the new Pure Drive through its paces, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, I have not traditionally been a big fan of the Pure Drive.
It's so good.
And it is so much better. This is easily the best Pure Drive I've ever used, by miles.
So the issue with the Pure Drive that people have is its lack of maneuverability, lack of comfort, lack of control.
Yeah.
But obviously, I kind of pass that aside because the power is so high, so I kind of deal with it. And with my experience of Pure Drive, we're working out, I think this will be the 5th or 6th generation Pure Drive that I use. You kind of learn how to feel, how to control it, changing your game style.
Yeah.
But actually in this new one, the comfort level and the control level has definitely come up, and the power hasn't changed. What could be better?
Yeah, it almost feels like they've taken the Babolat Pure Drive and just made it accessible to far more people. You could argue that the older versions were so sort of niche in terms of their pure power, and then the cost of that was the lack of comfort, the lack of feel. But with the new additions and the way this racket feels, it's now just great for almost everyone, I'm going to say. It really is a remarkable achievement.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
Well done, Babolat. So the one thing that still hasn't been solved, but I think it's kind of impossible because of the nature of the racket, is the maneuverability.
Yes.
Like, it's always going to be difficult, low balls flicking them off your toes, like quick whips of the racket. That's never going to be super easy to get.
No.
But the comfort level on contact, there was a couple that I hit that went like rockets, and it was like, almost felt like I hadn't made an impact. There was no kind of force through my hand, there was no vibration at all.
Yeah, and it feels so good that you kind of feel like you have got more control. You feel like you have got more maneuverability because it feels nicer. It really is quite hard to describe, and without being too, I don't know what the word is, but it feels like it's just moved back towards rackets like the E-Zone, like the Boom, that like the Ultra, which were power rackets but far more comfortable. And Babolat have gone, no, this is now the benchmark for comfortable power frames, which is a huge difference from the generation before.
This guy hates Pure Drives.
I will now go on record, hated. It is in the past.
There you go.
Yeah. Like if like me, you have never liked a Pure Drive before, and I don't want to use one there too. Forget that. This is time. It's time to try a new one for sure.
Wowza. So let's go through our categories, Ben, and as we always start with the most important one, power, and it's the Pure Drive, it's the benchmark, it's a 5 out of 5, is it not?
Yeah, you could argue that the Pure Drive is what other rackets are measured against. This is the most powerful racket you can get. It still is, it feels great, the ball flies off the strings, you can serve
power.
Woo. Yeah,
nice.
So yeah, great. Couldn't say any more about the power in a Pure Drive.
So whilst it is super powerful, Ben, do you
Yep.
want to know something super exciting?
Apparently, I know what you're going to say. You can make this more powerful.
You can make it more powerful.
2%
with
more.
this.
Yeah.
Now this is the base grommet strip that you find in the team versions, but in the 300 gram and the 98, it doesn't. It's flatter. You can add this, elongating your mainstring by 2%, giving you 2% more power.
What else could you possibly
I might
want?
put it in my Pure Drive Plus.
There you go.
It's going to be an animal.
Yeah. Spin. What do you think?
Well, because it's got RPM blast in it at 50, I got actually quite a lot of spin.
Yes, agreed.
It's not a spin frame. It's nothing compared to like an aero. I think it's probably potentially more spin than the previous generation. I think that might be just because the feel's improved, so it feels like that. And like anything, if you put this racket speed into it, especially with the RPM blast in it, you can generate spin for sure.
Yeah, it's almost like there's an illusion that there's more spin because it feels more comfortable, and it kind of allows you to sort of swing at it a little bit more. So whilst the racket itself might not be generating more spin, you can kind of play with more. Probably.
Yeah, if you're a spinny player, it's still going to work for you.
Yes, better than the older ones as well. Yeah. So what about comfort and feel then?
That's the biggest improvement. Comfort and feel, the feeling on impact, much tighter, much softer, and even like little touch volleys and drop shots around the net, all of that is much better as well.
Yes, that was along with many others, our issues with Pure Drives of the past was that lack of comfort, lack of feel, and as I said, completely changed.
Yeah, if you've got a lack of hand skill, it's pretty hard to use the Pure Drive. Now this has made it more accessible to those people who, struggle with deft touches.
As opposed to those of you who need more power.
Sure. What's next? Control.
Yeah.
Control/precision. Will the ball go where you want it? Ish.
Again, probably not a great control precision racket, but again, that improved feel is going to give you the illusion that it is, and maybe help influence the way you're playing, so you do.
Yeah, I certainly felt like there was more control, but we're talking more control from a very low level of very little control. So it's still not a control frame by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But the control is better than it was.
Yeah. Nothing else to be said on that.
No. In summation, the Pure Drive, the new Pure Drive, is fantastic. It is brilliant, and everyone should rush out to the shops and buy one immediately, preferably from us at PH Tennis.
If you're not quite convinced, you certainly should give it a try. Maybe get a demo from us, perhaps.
Yes, you could demo from us too, that's good.
Yeah. But the main thing is any preconceptions you have from past Pure Drives, park them, forget it, start afresh. It is a very, very big difference. However, if you are an existing Pure Drive user and you like it, it's not like it hasn't been changed. It's amazing how they haven't changed it, yet they have. It's like it really is a very rare occasion of sort of starting from scratch for people who don't like it, but still maintaining the things that people who did like it loved. So I really couldn't stress enough that this is worth a try.
If you enjoyed this review, then don't worry. We have the Pure Drive 98. I've got it right here already. We'll be reviewing this very shortly, so stay tuned and make sure you check out the next video.
As ever, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and leave us your comments. We will reply to the ones that we deem worthy.
Good stuff.